Welcome to Wrestling Brothers Breakdown.
We're brothers
who like wrestling.
What are we doing today? What's on the show?
Today is World End Review Show.
So the world did not end.
Well, it kind of did for AEW.
It kind of did.
Maybe.
Let's just jump to it. My bold takes are terrible. They look like name a crappy NFL team, and that's my bold takes record.
It's the Jets all over again.
Shane McMahon did not show up. Here comes the money. Disappointed in him.
Yeah, that was a little out there, but whatever.
Hey.
My dashing take did hit. Kenny Omega did return, even though that was my dashing take for the pay-per-view before this one too. But
you were like, whoa!
I did mark out pretty hard when Kenny Omega came out.
So. I was like, I haven't heard his music enough. He's been gone. What did they say? 18 months?
18 months. His Battle Cry is his song. Look it up. It's a good song. I saw him live in Kansas City last time they came through, though. It was probably 18 months ago. Maybe it's 2 times ago.
That's probably when.
But anyway, so my dashing take hit. So bold take did not hit. That's all good.
Did you update the pay-per-view wins? I think I won another one.
Yes, you did.
Great way to end the year.
Yes. I went with the strategy of
the year of the champ.
There'd be a lot of title changes, and there was 4 belts on the line, and there was 0 title changes, which was very surprising.
Yeah.
So
we'll talk about it.
Yeah. I did not expect that to happen. All right. 8 matches, 3.5 hours. Awesome pay-per-view. One of my favorites in a long time. It was a good one.
Surround sound. We got it working.
Surround sound with the projector. When was that? 95 inches or something?
Something about that.
Nice and big, nice and loud. It was a good time.
Huh? Can't hear you. Oh, yeah. Still ringing. No, just kidding.
All right. First match of the night was the semifinals of the Continental Classic. Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher. This
match
was
of the night. Match of the night.
Yeah, I would say it was a pretty good opener for a pay-per-view. I was like, man, that was just a killer match to start the show off with.
Yeah, I mean, it was amazing. Like I still love his Ospreay's Assassin's Creed entrance, but man, that crowd just cool.
Ospreay is very over right now.
You like him? Why he's very just.
He's entertaining and he's athletic and he's awesome, and especially when you get someone as good as Kyle Fletcher in there with him, they just both look amazing.
Do you think he bladed, or is it al natural?
No, I think he bladed to bleed that much, but it probably maybe bladed a little too hard and bled more than he meant to, but who knows? So.
It was, I gave it 5 out of 5 match of the night. I think I picked Kyle Fletcher to win, but man, he plays a great heel.
Oh yeah,
man, him and was it Dan? I forgot his name. His manager, dude, just
Don Callis. Yeah, everybody hates him.
Yeah, not Dan. Don. You just want to hate him so much. Like,
oh yeah,
the false finishes and everything. Just man, it was hooked. It was a great opening match. Killer
opening match. I gave it 5 stars as well. Probably my highest rated match of the night. Yeah, so probably match of the night was that. It was a great match. When I wasn't marking out for Ospreay, I was using my gift card that you got me for Christmas to order the Ospreay.
You buy an Ospreay jersey.
Buy an Ospreay soccer jersey, Ospreay T-shirt during the match. So I was like, yes, I'm still waiting for that to come in a few days. So
that's good stuff. Good stuff.
All right, next match.
Split on that one. You got it right. I got it wrong, I think.
No, you picked Ospreay.
Okay, yeah, I did.
Because you picked Ricochet to go against him in the finals. So yeah, the next match was the Kazuchika Okada versus Ricochet for the other semifinals of the Continental Classic tournament.
Yeah, I bombed on this one, but man, I still love Ricochet. I mean,
he's getting some interesting,
amazing high flying maneuvers.
Yep, and he's starting this heel run where he's kind of turning and just egging on people in the crowd, and they're kind of playing into the toilet paper thing.
I'm excited. Oh, that was funny when was that Swerve Strickland and his
Swerve came out.
Swerve house, dude, that was
so funny. And they brought out all the toilet paper and they bombed him with toilet paper, so that was funny. So it looks like him and Swerve are setting up a feud. Yeah, Ricochet is good. Hopefully his heel turn gives him a good push.
I hope so.
But it looks like hopefully he'll be up to do some good things, even if he has to take some comedic downfalls for it.
Yeah, Okada it just seemed like it was too much, and now that we know that Kenny Omega returned, it makes sense why.
Yeah,
Okada had to win. It's still a good, solid match. Gave it 3.5 out of 5.
I gave it 3 stars. It was okay. Yeah. So yeah, Okada's known as the tournament winner, and I didn't realize factor that much into my picks. But
I'm looking forward to the Swerve versus Ricochet. I think that'll be a good one. I hope.
Dude, the cards they've put out for Dynamite on New Year's Day and Collision on Saturday for the new on HBO Max or Max, whatever.
The trios and
they've put out a lot of marketing and there's a lot of good matches coming up on Wednesday and Saturday. So, and then next week, Raw goes on Netflix. So there's going to be lots of good matches the next week of wrestling on both companies. So good time for wrestling. Wrestling's kind of in a good boom era. It's good to be a wrestling fan right now.
Yep.
All right, so I got that one right. You got that one wrong.
Absolutely got it wrong.
So next up was the Women's World Championship. Mariah May versus Thunder Rosa.
The Tijuana Street Fight.
So not the most violent women's street fight hardcore match, but it was decent. Yeah. I gave it 3 stars.
Yeah, I gave it 3 stars. I like the thumbtacks and the piñata. That was hilarious.
Yeah, that was good. No candy. And then power bomb into the thumbtacks, and then Aubrey went to count just right on the tack. She didn't even try to move them, or it's just like, that's gotta hurt.
Ouch.
But Mariah May won and retained. That was pretty predictable. So, but hopefully it made Thunder Rosa have a good start of a comeback, and maybe they can build her up and
not be injured and
get her in some good working feuds and stuff. So, they need to build a good challenger for Mariah May to keep her looking good.
Yeah, what was the thing I wrote in my notes was the dirt from Tijuana after the chains. Like, that was kind of funny.
Oh yeah, she threw her a handful of dirt.
Dad involved, which we'll talk about him later with MJF.
Yeah, that was good. So we both got that one right. So I was 3 for 3 to start off the night, and I knew you were gonna miss the Ricochet one. So I was like, oh man, I'm on a great starting thing. I'm already up 4 matches on you. Which ended up being 3, and then it went downhill for me after that, and I went wrong. I got the rest of them wrong after the first 3. So
because apparently I talked you into picking the next one, MJF versus Adam Cole, baby, for the ring, whatever.
Dynamite Diamond Ring. Yep.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I just couldn't see them giving it to him 6 years in a row. I thought really they'd change hands on it, but so
I did too, but. Yeah,
I gave this one 4 stars. It was good.
Yeah.
It was entertaining. They both are good at storytelling. They work well together. MJF is great as a heel, even if he having to do cheap heat at the crowd and just telling them to shut up and in no uncertain terms over and over. That's funny. MJF just puts on a good show. He can play the mean aggressor. He can play the chicken crap heel. I was trying to say, how do you say it? You know, when he gets cornered or double teamed, he's like, no, hang on, guys, let's talk this out. Yeah, he does all of that.
I did buy an MGF shirt last night. Got 50% off, so I'm excited.
He does all of that well. So yeah, MJF still a big mark for MJF. Probably not quite as much as Ospreay or Omega, but he's definitely like in my top 3 of AEW.
He's still good. It was a good match. I gave it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
Good ending. Just all overall entertaining. I loved it. This is good. So.
Oh yeah, because then what's his face came out, Roderick Strong and the kind of Undisputed Kingdom or Undisputed Era, whatever their name is, kind of reunited. Yeah. One of their factions. So hopefully they'll do good with that faction.
Yep.
So we both got that one wrong. So that's okay.
Yep.
Next one was the International Championship. Konosuke Takeshita.
Talk a lot of crap.
Versus Powerhouse Will Hobbs. I gave this one 3 stars. I really wanted Powerhouse Hobbs to win just to get a belt. He's a big dude. He deserves a belt.
Huge. Yeah.
It was a big meat fight that people were saying it was good, and he was selling the knee injury really well.
Yeah, I was like, dude, my knee's starting to hurt just looking at him. Like, ow.
And he powered through and had a lot of good comebacks and kickouts and moves, and it's like, but I don't know why it's not his time or his turn to have a run with the belt.
Yeah.
So I gave that one 3 stars. I picked it wrong. You picked it correct.
The champ retains.
Yeah, so
I gave it 3.5 stars. Some good high rope maneuvers. I like that, even with the big fellas, like getting them up there. I'm like, but it was a good match. I liked it. Like I said, I think Powerhouse Hobbs is going to have a turn. Just don't know when, don't know which belt. So
yeah, if he can stay healthy. So
that is true. That is true.
All right, next up was the Women's TBS Championship.
Super long match.
It was over 25 minutes, like 27 minutes or something. Mercedes Moné against Chris Statlander for the second one.
Yep.
It was a pretty good match overall, I only gave it 3 stars just because I didn't like the ending.
2.5 for me. Yeah, same with the ending and the terrible frog splash.
It was a little long, yeah. Monet needs to work on her frog splash, but
the 7 or 8 suplexes shot,
that was impressive.
Reference to Eddie Guerrero when he used to do all that.
Oh yeah, she does that a lot.
But that was good. That was a cool part. And then Statlander's boot getting stuck, almost getting counted out.
Yep. So that was cool.
They're probably like, oh crap, just untie the boot and get it off and get out there. But yeah, it was just super long match. It
was long, but I think they were trying to fill time because it was supposed to be a 4-hour show and they ended at like 3.5 hours, a little over 3.5 hours.
Interesting.
I picked that one wrong. You picked it right. Mercedes Moné retained forever.
I was like 6 months. I picked one title change. I was like, I'm going to pick all these title changes different. Nope.
Yeah, so obviously they'll probably do a third one, and she'll be probably, unless something happens, she'll be the one to dethrone Mercedes Moné.
Well, okay. I'm okay with that.
But that might be in Revolution, which is until March.
Ugh.
So, gonna hold the belt a while longer. Oh well.
Next up, Continental Classic Final. Ole Ospreay versus Okada.
Say his first name.
Okada.
I like how Ospreay came out with like all the dried blood on him. I was like, you didn't have time to take a shower in that 2 hours and rinse some of this blood off your face?
Nope.
And his band-aids were stuck to him, so he came out wearing the jersey I ordered, so I'm excited about that.
Crowd was so hyped for Ospreay.
This was a good killer match.
They would have lost their minds if he would have won.
This was a 4 stars, maybe 5-star match.
I gave it 4 out of 5 because the ending was kind of, I don't remember what they did, but it was like the final move was like, and
it was a little underwhelming final move.
Huh? That's it? Like, huh.
But yeah, the crowd was just behind Ospreay, especially the whole second half of the match. You could just tell, man, they were just, every time he'd start to build back up and get some moves in and reverse something, it was just like, oh man, this is gonna be a humongous pop when he wins and gets a belt back for a while. And then
I can see why you like him. Dude, it's got that it factor, man. Just with the crowd, it's like, oh my.
When I discovered him 2 years ago, I was like, oh man, this guy's awesome. So he'll get a good run again soon, hopefully in 2025. He can do well with the belt. He can do well without a belt, but it'll be fun to have him have a belt.
I gave it a 4 out of 5 also. And good old JR on commentary.
Gosh, yeah, I love JR.
Business is about to pick up. Wait, that's later on, but yeah.
So Okada wins. And then
we figured out why, because
they wanted to set up Okada versus returning Kenny Omega.
I know, like,
so out comes Kenny Omega as the VP.
That guy came out, it's like, I can't hand you the belt because I'm no longer the EPV. I'm like, huh?
Yeah, hopefully he's not being the on-screen authority figure anymore. He's been okay at it, but not great.
And then the world showed, and you're like,
Kenny Omega comes out. I hadn't heard Battle Cry in a long time. Such a good song. And then he hands him the belt, and they frame the camera, then looking at each other with the All-In graphic behind them for next summer, which All-In's becoming the WrestleMania for AEW.
Yep.
More than Double or Nothing used to be. So yeah, in July in Texas. So it looks like they're setting that match up early, and that'll be a killer, like, match of all matches.
6-star match. Yeah. I had to bust out I still have the Kenny Omega action figure in the box, haven't been opened yet.
Nice. I'm gonna get me some. So
but yeah, that was cool seeing him return.
So I think Continental Classic was a little bit better this year than last year. They had a little bit of changes and stuff, but all in all, a good tournament at the end of the year. They got that tournament in December, and they got the Owen Hart tournament usually in May, June. So they've got 2 tournaments.
Belt or just an?
It's just a decorative belt. I mean, you get a belt, but you don't have to defend it for anything.
Gotcha.
It's just like it's a trophy belt, which is what I thought the Continental Classic one should be. But it just guarantees you a entrance into the tournament next year if you have it, and you have to defend it. So
that's interesting. Yeah, but I like the tournament though. Like, it seemed pretty good from all the matches that we saw and got to be a part of.
Which I read a lot of people talking and writing about, like, that should have been the main event, the Continental Classic tournament, and maybe they shouldn't have gone with, well, your heavyweight championship should always go on last. I was like, maybe, but the heavyweight championship 4-way match, I was reading, like, there's not been many 4-way matches for pay-per-view finales, and now we know why. It's hard to book them to make them look good.
Yep.
And for kind of super obvious. Let's rip off the bloodline and just have interference after interference, and then
all the things he used to complain about now are just like, oh, this again, this is stupid. I've seen this before. Wait a minute.
I was like, okay, Mox, if you're supposed to be some big tough guy, just win clean and destroy people.
Changing the whole shape of AEW, and it doesn't just, the story hasn't fit.
It started off good when they took out Daniel Bryan, but it's just kind of it's gone downhill a bit. So maybe they can resurrect it and still save it before Revolution. Maybe not.
Next help. There you go. I like it. No, just kidding.
But also, I think they ended early supposedly because of Mox's head injury. When he took the table bump.
Oh yeah.
They said that might have been a little rougher than because he was bleeding out the back of his head, and it was like that's not a normal place where people normally bleed from. So I think that may have been why they ended it a little early.
Could be. I gave it a 2 out of 5. I mean, there's some good stuff, and I'm starting to become a bigger fan of Orange Cassidy, freshly squeezed.
Yeah, I gave it a 3 out of 5. It was okay. It could have been a lot better. It was a little chaotic. Yeah. And then they had a lot of stuff to do afterwards to try to set up this next week.
Yeah, and like you said, it's hard when you have 4 people. It's like, okay, everybody gets a turn of a couple good combos, and then just...
Yeah. So... Mox wins.
Yeah.
Retains.
I loved when he started mocking Orange Cassidy, and he, but the hand. I love that. It just makes me laugh out loud. LOL. I'm just like, this is great.
So Mox retains. Then out comes FTR's music. FTR is not cleared till at least the new year. That was the last promo they cut from far away on video. Yeah. So I knew they're coming back soon. And then they're like, hey, we're
rated FTR.
We're gonna take a turn at you guys, and then big pop. Adam Copeland returns, rated FTR. They're coming after him for the trios championships
on New Year's Day.
Coming up next week here in a couple days.
So that was cool. That could have been my bold take. Edge return. Sorry,
that was a pretty good little promo we cut on Mox and kind of high PG-13 rated R promo on John Mox. So I like Adam Copeland a lot. So,
and then I kept waiting for Christian to cash in, but he was up there just chilling, holding on to his little,
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna save that for a Dynamite or for the next pay-per-view or what. But I don't remember when he got it. It was like it was in the summer or fall.
Yeah. So they have a year, like Money in the Bank.
Yeah, it's like a year-ish. So I just hope they do it sooner than later.
So. Yeah, I wasn't cool with the ending on that one, and so overall, I gave it a 4 out of 5 because of the returns. The last match kind of drug it down.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. I give it a 4 out of 5 as well. I thought overall it was an amazing pay-per-view. It was super entertaining. For 3.5 hours to get 8 matches, it flowed along really well. Other than the TBS match was a little long, which was decent, but the rest of them all flowed pretty well. And other than the ending of the main event was a little chaotic. The returns at the end helped it a little bit.
I think we've been burned by the bloodline because they had it once a month. It's Roman Reigns winning by cheating, and you're like, wow.
Yeah, that's kind of it's good for a long-term storytelling, but sometimes in the moment story, it was just like, how happy everyone would have been if we went out the end of the pay-per-view with Ospreay winning the Continental Classic.
Oh yeah,
like that. Everyone would have been nuts and been gone home like super happy, like. A feel good moment.
Yeah.
And sometimes you got to give the crowd those, like a WrestleMania 40, finish the story, and then make it boring story.
So
but I mean, I marked out hard for that finish the story too for 2 years because I was at the Rumble and saw him win in 23.
There you go.
So it was good times.
Now if we go to this year, we can watch The Rock or John Cena or
all the fake lists that are getting put out now.
Who knows? Bill Goldberg or
who knows? So that's our full gear. No, that's our World's End review. 4 out of 5 stars.
Pay-per-view of 2024.
That was a great pay-per-view. Probably we should have to pick our top 3 pay-per-views or best pay-per-view for each company of the year sometime. Talk about it next time or something. Or favorite wrestler of the year or let's say match of the year. All those kinds of superlatives.
Yeah.
We'll do it if we get enough time and think about it.
Yep.
So that's all we got for today. Check us out on the socials. We will catch you guys as we get ready for the next pay-per-view and more wrestling fun.
Oh, yeah. See you later.
Later.